Now, being able to own luxury items is a novelty and a privilege in its own right, but what happens when you put novelty within novelty? Hello, 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 and the warmest of welcomes to today's video. For those of you who haven't seen my face before, hi, I'm Nick, glad to have you here. For those of you who have seen my face before, thank you so much for joining me again. Hope you enjoy my videos. I put out videos roughly 3 times a week on a range of different topics, anywhere from fashion to slightly more personal topics. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then please do head down, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. I love chatting with you all. I'm all about living life loud, and what that means to me is being your authentic self, being proud to be you, and just celebrating who you are. Celebrating yourself and celebrating others. So, bag of the day today, before we get into today's topic. I have used the same bag twice in 2 days, but it is my Mulberry Bayswater Trippy Tiger 2013. This bag is holding up pretty well. It's 9 years old. I really, really love it. I referenced a few videos ago how I kind of was neglecting it, and therefore I thought, Nick, use it, get it together, come on, stop neglecting such a fabulous, fabulous piece. And I think I've managed to kind of accessorize it with a bit of matching, it's a bit of crisp in the scarf. Should have done a little lint roll or something before filming, shouldn't I? Oh well. Authentic. Found my jeans. Sorry, this is very chaotic. But yeah, Mulberry Bayswater silver hardware. Classic heritage style. Love this. So I'm going to share with you some of my favourite novelty designer items. Now, of course, owning luxury and designer in itself, I mean, it's an immense privilege to be able to do that and to have that be somewhere that you can plant your money. Now, of course, for different people, they like to spend their money on different things, their kind of disposable income, whether that be meals out, or fashion, or shoes, or bags, or holidays, or cars, or home improvements, or sports equipment, technology, whatever that may be. People like to spend their money on different things, and sometimes those things can overlap. Alternatively, you can get these items that they don't necessarily sit within the classics that you might get. They are something that's very unique, something that is very playful, fun, different, just takes luxury and raises it that next step in terms of uniqueness. Something that's incredibly unique. And it doesn't make the item perhaps more luxurious, but it might increase the exclusivity of it or the unique nature of it. And I'm going to talk you through some of those items that are exceptionally playful or exceptionally unique, and what some of my absolute favourites are. Many of these are available, but I do think they might be 1 or 2 that you might have to look at the pre-loved, and some of them are very expensive, so they will never be in my life. But hey, there's no reason I can't talk about them and share it with you. So, what is, like I said, I've just given a bit of a description of what I think novelty, but let's think about a couple of pieces within my collection that I think fall within the novelty sector. So, it's different to like seasonal, for example. This was seasonal and limited, okay? That's one thing, but I don't see this as a novelty item, okay? However, these two, I very much do see as novelty. Yes, this was a limited seasonal piece. However, the fact that this was a collaboration with Pokemon adds this element of whimsy and novelty to this particular item. So it just takes it to that more exclusive place versus the small top handle lay pliage that you could buy kind of even in a seasonal colour or a seasonal print. This is just that little bit more novelty, okay? Then I also have my Nicholas Kirkwood clutch bag. I've never used this. This has become a decorative piece. Both of these realistically are more decorative than they are functional in terms of my life. But this is my Nicholas Kirkwood Pac-Man 10th anniversary clutch. And it's just fun. It's playful. It's different. It's whimsical. Again, it just has that really fun aspect where you're not taking yourself too seriously, and I don't think novelty items take themselves too seriously. I don't think you can take yourself too seriously with novelty items, because they either, the pattern is something that's really playful, or they come in at such a price point that to go that next step, you know, I think, yeah, you have to be really committed to the flax or the cause, you know, to be able to justify those items. So, yes, let's go through them. I'll share some of my favourites and let me know what you think. Something that I wanted to share that I've been absolutely obsessed with is the Givenchy by Disney collaboration. I adore this. I just think Disney does a fabulous luxury collab. They will have 2 spots on this list actually in terms of collaborations. Spoiler alert. But they've worked with really, really high-end fashion houses. Gucci very recently was a very successful collaboration. I was really sad actually that I didn't buy any of it in the outlet, because I would have loved it. But it was a little out of my price point even at outlet. So, but it was beautiful. They've also worked with Coach. So again, spoiler alert, Coach and Gucci aren't the 2 that will be on this list, items that will be on this list. But they've also worked with Coach. They have some really lovely pieces. Debbie from the channel Debbie's Dilemmas unboxed a really lovely Coach and Disney piece. So do go and check out that unboxing. I'll link it below. And support Debbie on her YouTube journey. But the item that I'm really loving is the Givenchy by Disney City Sport sneakers in leather. I think these are beautiful. They are fun. A white sneaker is always a great thing. I think it's a very effortless look. I love a white sneaker, but these are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I love the way that they have integrated the Disney theme into this through that Givenchy logo on the side and also on the interior and the sole. Is it called the sole? The insole. Really love these. I think they are beautiful with a subtle nod to that collaboration. You have to look a little bit more closely to see what it is. So it's not so in your face, but it is very novelty because it is a fun collaboration between a production company, you know, the place that dreams are made of, ultimately, and a high-end fashion brand. I just think they've done this really, really well. This isn't the only item that I could have put on this list, but it was my favourite, and I think it's the one that you could work into really your life the most easily, to be honest. I was thinking in my life, what could I use the most? I would use a pair of white sneakers the most, to be honest. Yeah, I could carry a bag, but I would wear these the most. So I just thought it was worth mentioning. I really love these. Beautiful collaboration. It's out of my price point. I wish it wasn't, because I would buy a lot of it. You know, I love a Disney t-shirt, etc. But it is a little out of my price point. But hey, if money were no object, I'd be buying this left and right, and I would be loving it. Now, I teased that it wasn't the only Disney collab on my list. We're going to Stella McCartney next. Oh, yes, because Stella McCartney has the Fantasia collection. And the piece that I am loving from that Fantasia collection is this small, if not mini, Falabella. It is so beautiful. It's made out of recycled polyester, so it also has that nod to sustainability, which we love. Stella McCartney is fantastic when it comes to sustainability and responsible sourcing, so we love that. But oh my word, the beautiful silver chains and the embellished Mickey Mouse Fantasia. It is glorious. So glorious. This is a top handle with a formal outfit. £895, very novelty, very specific. I don't know that you could wear this as regularly as you could wear those white sneakers with the Dalmatian print, but oh, I would if I could. It is simply beautiful. I absolutely love it. Has a longer chain as well, I believe, so it's not just a top handle. So it's got a little bit of versatility. It could maybe be crossbody, long shoulder, but I would wear this exclusively top handle because, come on, it's me. But I just think this is so glorious, so fabulous, and embellished to perfection. It's just beautiful. Very sophisticated, but in a very playful, whimsical manner. It's neither of these pieces are childish, and I think that's another thing with novelty is I don't think it needs to always be childish, and I would say that these, you know, they border it, but I don't think they are particularly childish. I think they are just fun with a nod to a time that those who buy it will likely resonate with, and I do very much with these, you know, from the 90s. So that's kind of where I'm at there. Some of you might call this practical, some of you might deem it necessary. I'm calling it novelty, and this is Hermes Behead accessories. Oh, they are fun, they are lovely, but I just think to be able to have luxury pet accessories is a real novelty. I really think it is. And you know what, I have to say, the fact that the dog carrier, which is probably the size of, you know, a medium-sized Hermes handbag, is £1,500. Why are we all wasting our time trying to get hold of Birkins and Kellys? Let's just go and buy this because it's a fraction of the price. It's still Hermes. It will still be well made. If it's good enough for you know, your beautiful pet, surely it's good enough for your phone and your keys and your wallet. No? Am I wrong? Don't buy a Behead. Go and buy this. That's what I'm thinking. Anywho, you know, for that price point, take 3. So yeah, I just think being able to have pet accessories from a really high-end brand is a huge novelty. And of course, you can say the same for if you're, you know, if your pet has Prada, or your pet has Gucci, or your pet has Louis Vuitton. I don't know if Gucci do pet accessories, actually. I think Prada do. I know Louis Vuitton do. So that's a huge novelty. It's an absolute dream. How fabulous. Love it. Now let's go to another bag, and I think the brand that just does novelty better than anybody else, Moschino. I would just love to be able to fly on the wall of their creative processes, where someone says, I've got the idea that is going to be the next thing. Let's make a bag that looks like it's got cutlery in it. Let's make the handle a fork that has been twisted. That is what fashion needs. I just love how outlandish it is, how off the wall it is, how creative it is, how playful it is. I just think it is so much fun. And the bag for me, and actually the bag range that really captures that for me, is the biker bag range. I just find that to be so creative. The fact that they have created this bag in a style of a leather jacket, and they've created it in different sizes and different shapes. You've got more kind of clutch styles, you've got more top handle styles. I just love that novelty factor. It is a bag you could use every day, but being someone who doesn't like to wear the same thing over and over myself, I wouldn't want to wear something so recognizable on a really regular basis, because then whether they would or not, I'd feel like people would be looking going, oh, he's wearing it again. Oh, he's got that out again. Do you own anything else? And I don't think anyone really thinks like that, but I would feel that way. But I just think this would be such a fun piece. I really want to add something from Moschino. I need to keep browsing because I'm just waiting for that right one that's really going to capture my heart and is going to just take me away. Because where I said in my luxury collection in 10 years' time, I talked about doing more special editions. I talked about maybe more exotics, more customs, but I also think novelty will play into that a little bit more as well. Just some of those fun pieces that you don't use every day, but when you do, they just bring a smile to your face, which ultimately isn't that what luxury is all about. Now, speaking about items that you could use every day that are a little bit more novelty, I think a brand that has done this really well with a particular bag style is Lanvin. Is it Lanvin or Lanvin? 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 Let me know. I think it's Lanvin. Yeah, I think so. I could be wrong. But I think the hobo, the cat hobo that they have created is actually an incredibly usable novelty style. The pencil box is beautiful, don't get me wrong. I think that's a stunning item, but it's very evening and I think it's a little bit less versatile. But the hobo is a really versatile bag style, even in this stunning embellished crystal. Yes, you might see this as an evening bag. I can see why you would. I could also see this as a day bag in the same way that I see people carrying the Prada nylon or the Prada crystal re-editions. I think this ticks a very similar box. I love the structure of that top handle. Love the way that they have integrated the novelty element of it with the handle. So it's very functional. They have integrated novelty and function. I think they've done this very successfully. It comes in a range of different sizes. Could you get this comfortably over your shoulder? I'm not sure. I would need to try it. But I really do like what they've done here. I think it is incredibly fun. The price points feel reasonable as well, because I think they're circa kind of £2,000. And, you know, Lanvin, Celine, Bulgari, they all sit, I think, in this similar realm where they are very high end, but they're less seen. They're maybe less discreet, like more discreet. They're just less discussed. But I do see a lot more discussion about Lanvin, so I think that will grow. And it's great because I'm loving the pieces. But I just think this is such a fun variation, such a fun take on novelty in a very practical and elegant and stylish way. So good for you, great stuff. Now, a piece that I don't know if you would ever use from a practical perspective for what it's intended for, or if it would simply be a decorative item, this Versace skateboard. How next level is that? Going to the half pipe with your Versace skateboard. I used to skateboard back in the day, years and years ago. I wasn't very good. I used to fall off a lot. But it's the getting back up. That's what matters. And I used to do that. But I used to really enjoy skateboarding. It was fun. And I used to love playing Tony Hawk on the PlayStation. So if there was an option to have a Versace skateboard, whew, could never have afforded it when I was, 8. But hey, it's nice to have aspirations. Game nights can be luxury too. There is no harm in having a luxury game night. And you can do this by buying from a number of brands. Aspinall of London do some beautiful sets, domino sets, etc. The fabulous Mulberry do a beautiful Monopoly. I've spoken about this Monopoly a few times. I really, really want it. And it's at a really reasonable price point. So I think the next time I'm in London, I'm probably going to go to the Mulberry store and pick this up, because I love Monopoly. I think it's a fantastic game, and why wouldn't you want to also have a Mulberry Monopoly? If you could just combine things that you love. However, if you want to take it to that absolute next level, extra level of novelty, why on earth would you not buy the Louis Vuitton canvas table football table? It is 49 and change £1,000. I told you some of these were going to be expensive, and I think the final one on this list that's coming up next is even more expensive. This is just next level. If you have a room in your house dedicated to gaming and you are a luxury lover, why not have this against your arcade machines? Put this in the middle. Now, I don't know about anyone else. Does anyone else get a little kind of aggressive when they're playing table football? I do, because I like to win. So I don't know if I'd feel comfortable playing kind of with everything I've got on a £50,000 table. But I just think it is next level. I mean, if you can, why not? I can imagine these take a while to order. Can't imagine you can just buy them and, next day delivery. Here's your football table. I'm actually surprised that the price is on the website, if I'm honest, but it is just fabulous. Monogrammed football table for an amazing game night. I mean, imagine that. You kind of work your way through it. You play some dominoes with your Aspinall set. You then move to a nice, round of Mulberry Monopoly, and then you finish things off with your table football by Louis Vuitton. Why not? That sounds like a fabulous game night to me. I'd be very open to it. And I just love the novelty factor of all of these items. They're great fun. And finally, an item that takes a classic from within a range and just elevates it to a whole new level of playfulness, whimsy, and novelty and enjoyment is the Hermes Kelly Doll mini bag. This is just adorable personified. It is so cute. It is so, you just want to hold it, don't you? It's just one of those bags that if someone had that sat on the table, I would just want to say, can I please hold your bag for just a second? Because it just is so flipping cute. It is so beautiful. It's still quite subtle. It's still not massively in your face. But the way they've integrated the kind of arms into the sangles, etc., they've just done a really nice job of taking classic features and adjusting them in a way that really feeds into the playfulness of the item. So hats off to you, Hermes. This is stunning. And they cost, I mean, I saw a couple on Farfetch. They cost about 48, 49,000. So actually they are similar. They're comparable to the Louis Vuitton football table. So, you know, you've got to make a decision. Which are you going for? Who knows? Who knows? I mean, that really is quite a decision you've got to make. I feel like if you're buying a Kelly doll or you're buying a Louis Vuitton football table, you're probably not deciding which one you want. You're probably just deciding when you can get both. So that isn't going to be a life that I lead, but there is no reason why we can't hope down the line that that's where we get to. So there we have it, everyone. That is my list. There is a lot that I could have spoken about, but these are just some of my favourite items that I think are super good fun, and I'd really love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much as always for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care, everyone. Bye now. Mwah.